And we're going to start this over again. All right, and we're back. We had a government shutdown of our own. It's okay. Because won't he do it? I wore the right shirt. Shout out to comedian Laugh Love. Won't he do it? We had a government shutdown of our own, but won't he do it? He brought us back. My computer.
You ignorant boy.
My computer straight. It was like, something went wrong with your computer, so we're gonna mandatory restart this. Then you got to mandatory restart it again. Then it's like you gotta wait for it to load up. Then you gotta wait for your co-host to come back. Now it's like, okay, we're back. So
mine, it didn't even let me join. When you called me the first 2 times, it was like you are not allowed to join this conference. I was like, okay, so we still doing this?
Had a government shutdown. That's all I can say.
Man.
But realistically, I was actually done. So I actually got cut off at the perfect time because we can actually segue into the next topic.
Yeah.
You had a situation that you wanted to discuss. Is that correct, Rebecca? With that Caucasian.
Yeah, it was a situation with a white guy at work, and he's a very proud white supremacist.
Mm-hmm.
He does feel like black people, that white people are the superior race. He does feel like, races should be separated. And I had questions in regards to, he has that whole, black people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps mentality. And I had some questions, and I'm like, okay, well, if you feel like black people are the superior race and they don't learn as fast, black people are not the superior race and that white people are, and they don't learn on a level as fast as white people do. I said, help me understand how you expect for black people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps if you basically saying they too stupid to learn anything. To his opinion, we just need to figure it out. And that, white people don't need other races for anything. They don't need black people or Hispanics or, I said, how do you figure that? Yeah, you won't. I said, you do have some, some black people that are got very, very successful, which is great. I said, but you ain't cleaning nobody's bathroom. Okay? You're not going to babysit someone's children. You're just not going to do it. All these races whom you claim you don't need, they're doing the jobs that you don't want to do, that you won't do. And considering the fact that you claim that you don't need any of these other races, y'all been stealing pieces of people culture for how many centuries? So we good enough to steal from, but we ain't good enough to have around? Is that what you're saying? If you're so superior, why do you need to steal our culture in order to thrive? If you're so superior, why do you need our money in order to thrive? Because it's these other races whom you say that is not superior to you that's keeping you in business.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really not the smarter of the two. You just got a better head start because this country was built for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be clear about that. But he's one of those people where he's very, he's like, well, I really don't consider myself a racist. However, he was like, I do consider myself someone who feels that they are of the superior race and that all the others are aware. What are your thoughts, David?
Well, he's definitely a racist. Or what's dude from the Black Panther? You know who I'm talking about. Forrest Whitaker. Or as my brother Forrest Whitaker says, rip. He is for real. And he has the system that favors him, and that is why he feels the way he feels. The system makes it okay for him to feel the way he feels. And eventually, the way he feels is going to impose on the way somebody else feels, and they're going to pass. I mean, don't get mad about it. Get out your feelings. Hit them with some logic. Have a discussion. Find out where they stand. But
Yeah.
don't try to convince them that, oh, what you're doing is wrong. What you believe is wrong. Nobody cares if it's right or wrong. I'm winning. You're not. Point. Doesn't have to be right or wrong. Right or wrong is what I say it is. I'm right. But yeah, I mean, he can feel that way, sure. But he gonna run up on that right one. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Everybody gets, everybody takes a L one day. Everybody gets robbed, even Gucci Man. Rebecca?
Gucci.
You got a whole song. Yeah, I got robbed. Everybody gets robbed. Everybody gets got. You gonna get yours. If that's what you believe, if you believe that only by oppressing other people can you win, then you're gonna get yours. It's that simple.
And I had two friends of mine where they just got so upset where they just walked away. And they was like, I don't know how you could have sat there and just listened to all of that. And I'm like, sometimes there's a time where you can just punch somebody in the throat just because they need it. But there are a lot of times where you have to just be quiet. Ask your enemy questions because they're going to tell you what they're thinking. They're going to tell you exactly how they feel. Sometimes it's better to ask questions to know what the enemy is trying to do and what their plan is. A lot of people tell you things, and they tell you not only more about themselves but more about their agenda than anything. And sometimes we get so angry and so amped up that we don't even get to listen to what the agenda is. And their agenda could just be to piss you off enough to get you fired. Just knocking one nigga out the way. Just, okay, you another nigga, one down, 50 more to go. So sometimes I think I'm not saying all situations. There's a lot of times where you got to put them in a place, but you got to discern on other times where you can actually sit and listen to what they have to say, not because you agree, but just to see where their mental state is and what their mind process is.
So you didn't get mad?
Oh no. I knew he wanted me to get upset. That's really what his agenda was. He really wanted me to get pissed off. Because by the end of the conversation, he was like, I'm not able to have this conversation often with some people because they be so quick to get mad and pissed off and this and that. I said, I ain't mad at all. I think you're stupid, but I'm no, I'm not mad. I said, I think your opinion is wrong, but I'm not mad at all.
That's the honest to God truth, to be honest with you. Get mad for what? What am I getting mad for?
Because that's what he was expecting. He was like, well, I'm used to people getting upset and being angry because I feel like white people are superior race. And I feel like, everything that we do should be kept with us. He don't, so much so to where he feels like black people or other, what he calls us minorities. He said that we should work for free because he feels like we should work for free and that we should have minimum housing. Like we should be living in like hood housing or projects, some shit like that. Like we shouldn't be allowed to live in this area. We shouldn't allowed to be living out here. And out here is decent, but it ain't all,
Right.
Well, if you go down the street it is, but still. But it ain't like Calabasas. You know what I'm saying? Like he really feels like we should not be getting paid to work.
But
and all the access that we have to information, we should not have that. I said, oh, slavery. Okay. Cool. So we talking about slavery?
Hmm?
Well, not necessarily. No. That's exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, you gonna take our money, take our resources, take our access to information. You gonna move us out, put us in one condensed area, so we can either kill each other or work for you for free, and you can slap a couple niggas.
Yo, I think my Wi-Fi is acting up. Hello, Rebecca. Hello.
Okay, sorry.
All right. Either your Wi-Fi is messing up or my Wi-Fi is messing up. Something happened. But
Can you hear me all right?
got chopped up. I didn't hear you.
That's weird. Basically, he thinks that black people and minorities need to work for free.
But why?
And that we need to move to HUD housing. And that we don't need to live in the area out here and all that. He feel
But
like we need to work
why?
for free.
But why?
Because he is the superior race. And I said, oh, so basically you're talking about slavery, which makes you a racist. I said, no. He goes, no. Not necessarily that. I said, so basically what you're saying is we don't need to get paid. We need to work for free. We shouldn't stay in the area like this. And we all need to be grouped in the same area to where that's already like impoverished and all that, to where we could either kill each other or continue to do these odd jobs for you. And if you can smack a couple Negroes or a couple niggas here and there just to get the job done, to make an example, that should be perfect for you. He goes, oh, well, that sounds like a decent concept.
I'm sure it does.
I was like, oh, okay. Like, because he kept trying to act like that's not what he was saying. And I was like, dude, I already know what you're talking about. Like, let's just go ahead and reveal it. No, I already know what you're saying. Just go ahead and say what you got to say. That's a decent concept. You don't never want to admit to this is what you're doing, but you want to admit around it. Like, so yeah, that was the gist of that.
There's a terrible echo on my end. I'm getting some reverb from the computer for some reason. But I'm not getting it now. Anyways. Oh yeah, he is Stone Cold Race. Sure. So and I mean, sums it all up. This is basically what sums up racism. I'm not good enough to compete with you by myself, so I need some sort of advantage, preferably all of them. Sums up racism. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
You're welcome.
Good night. No. Anyways, we just have one more thing that we do have to talk about. Well, there's that whole Ed Buck situation. I did want to get kind of. Did you hear about the Ed Buck situation? Ed Buck is a really wealthy political donor who is a gay white man, has had 2 black males die at his house within 18 months.
What was the cause of death? You said his name is Ed Buck?
Yes, his name is Ed Buck. 2 black males within 18 months have died at his house, and they claim it was a drug overdose.
So 2 niggas just randomly died at your house?
Within 18 months. How come ain't nobody on his door?
He's an actor, ain't he?
No. I just told you what he was. He's a political donor. He's a guy with pockets, who donates to whatever cause suits him.
Here it is. Ed Buck, political activist, faces questions over second dead man in his home in 2 years. This was just 2 days ago. It said for the second time in 2 years, Los Angeles detectives have found a man dead inside the apartment of Ed Buck, a political activist who rose to national prominence in the late 80s. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department said it received a 911 call shortly after 1 a.m. on Monday from a person claiming the man inside the West Hollywood apartment had stopped breathing and could not be resuscitated. When emergency responders arrived at the residence, the second floor unit on Lower Avenue, they declared the man dead. The authorities have not determined how the man died, nor have they publicly released his identity, other than to say he was an adult black male. A group of protesters rallied outside the apartment throughout the day Monday and demanded justice for the man and for another black man, Jamil Moore, who was found naked and dead of a drug overdose on a mattress in Mr. Buck's living room in 2017. The sheriff's office said the homicide detectives were among those who responded. Mr. Buck, let's see, investigated death. Mr. Moore was 26. Mr. Buck, now 64, was not charged in Mr. Moore's death. It is suspicious that this has happened twice now. So we're going to conduct a thorough investigation to determine if it's criminal in nature. They did some more protests. Let's see. Political activists out of Southern Carolina down this department fit the profile of people who have contacted her with concerns about Mr. Buck. She accused Mr. Buck of picking up black men outside bars, contacting them on dating apps, and paying for those outside the state to fly to Los Angeles to see him. He never stops. Most recently, a young man he flew in sent me his plane ticket, showing me that Ed Buck had flew him in and that he had partied and played with Mr. Buck. They were probably be some other man who head upstairs who has no idea what happened. So basically, it sounds like people, because this is a long article.
Yeah.
They talk about how he's prominent in the LGBT community, how he donates money, yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. But it's a lady said that some of the people that was complaining about him, they've died after the complaint. So it's a lot of people who complain about him and they contact her for whatever reason, and then for whatever reason, these men just come up dead. They're just miraculously dead. So they're supposed to be investigated. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Where's Me Too, man? Where's the LGBTQ LMNOP community for that black gay man who just killed at a white gay man's house? Where's the Me Too for that? Where's the Time's Up for that? Where's the media circus around that? All right, last time I checked, R. Kelly ain't killed nobody. He might have peed on a couple people, but hey, now why she stayed in front of the pee, I don't know. Some women like that. I don't know. She could have moved. They clearly said that in the Boondocks that Gail could have moved if she really wanted to. But that's not the point. We're not victim shaming or victim blaming here. But where is the outrage over this? Two black men. So you have an older gay male with very deep pockets, likes to party and have sex and kill black men. So basically, he's like the Black Widow spider of the gay community. You partied with him and then you kill him. Where's I'm outraged. Like, I ain't got a problem with my, gay brothers and sisters, cousins, nieces, nephews. Got no problem. Yeah, do you? Just remember that you are black first, not gay first. You are black first. After that, do what you want to do. Dig. Anything else you would like to touch on that, Rebecca? No? Yes? Maybe?
No.
Perfect. Perhaps 1 second here. going to do this real quick on Facebook because I think that this next discussion is very important. And I wanted to put it on Facebook. I wanted to go live on Facebook because I think this is very important. Self defense, very important. Dig, I believe so. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so this topic is sort of near and dear to my heart. I'm just gonna say it's very passionate. You know, I'm not the
Mm-hmm.
craziest, like person out here where I got booby traps and stuff in my house. I'm protected. I ain't crazy. I ain't on the Jamie Lee Curtis like Jason side of the game. No, not Jason. Michael Myers. Jamie Lee Curtis. Michael Myers side of the game. You got booby traps and all type of stuff here in your house. But I think that self defense is a very important thing. Now, but the question is, what does self
Agree.
defense look like in 2019?
Mm.
What do you
Mm.
think self defense, in your opinion? Because everybody's idea of self defense is different. Okay, Chinese got qigong, cause you got kung fu. Self defense for some people is using their fists. Self defense for some people is having guns and weapons and armories. What does
Mm.
self look like to you in 2019?
Well, for some people, self defense looks like, what is it? Rioting. And to some people, self defense looks like doing riots and doing protests. Me, on the other hand, I believe that self defense is more about education, like, and keeping yourself and your family safe. That's my opinion of self defense to me. So whether you got to have guns, is teaching yourself, teaching your children how to utilize guns, to teach them discipline with it, what times to use them, what times they should not. That's my opinion of self defense. Doing whatever you got to do to make it out alive. Because somebody, my motto has always been, somebody gonna die, and it ain't gonna be me.
Hmm.
I'm just saying. I don't think we should be afraid of it. But this protesting and all that nonsense ain't getting us nowhere. We need to be able to protect ourselves and protect our family. And if you got to if you need a gun to do it, you got to do what you got to do. But be smart about it and educate yourself. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, that
I
was
ain't
a
riding it no damn cold. It's too cold outside when I can just shoot my nine and get it done.
that's real. That's real. I think that was a great explanation of what 2019 self defense looks like. Um, I think that self defense, hand to hand combat self defense, I think is important because sometimes all you do have is your bare hands. So I think that people should take some sort of like boxing lessons or maybe a little bit of different martial arts because I know it's a brother who I follow on Instagram, Pan African Judo. They have a dojo like straight brothers, and we know martial arts was started by a brother in African, came up out of Africa into Asia. Okay, so I think that hand to hand combat is definitely important in 2019.
Yeah.
I do also feel that you should own a firearm. Above all, hand to hand combat, like nobody really uses hand to hand combat these days. Like, my thing is, I want to make it home. That's sort of the philosophy of cops. That's sort of the philosophy of the whole like cop security industry is to make it home at the end of the at the end of the day or at the end of the shift. The idea is to make it home. These days, I do feel like we have a culture of people who are too scared to fight each other hand to hand and
Mm.
ill, so they speak with their pistols, pistol play.
Mm-hmm.
In Louis, Missouri, you call Chicago bad, Chicago's bad, but St. Louis is worse. Call Chirac, St. Louis is worse. St. Louis is
Yeah.
number one murder capital again. And I'm not saying that because that's something I glorify. St. Louis should not be the number one murder capital in America. But
Yeah.
St. Louis is it's not horrible, it's not horrible, but it's bad. There's a lot of good people in the city, but stray bullets get caught all the time.
Mm.
So
True. That's true.
it's imperative. For me, 2019 self defense looks like firearms, some sort of knife, and some sort of hand to hand combat training. And I also feel like self defense looks like being a jack of all trades and being able to do certain things like electrical and plumbing and different things like that so you can kind of be self-sufficient, learn how to farm, things like that, where you can kind of control things more on a personal level. But that's what I look at as self-defense, but more so on the firearm side of the game because it's dangerous out here. Wherever you go, it's dangerous, honestly. And I carry my firearm everywhere that I am legally able to carry because I believe that anything, excuse me, I know anything could happen at any time, any
Mm-hmm.
in any circumstance. I might not even be doing nothing. I might look like the wrong guy. You might run up on me. I've heard brothers personally that I've talked to walking through somebody's hood. They got dreadlocks. They look like somebody that they got beef with. Next thing you know, draw down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That ain't me. That ain't me. Yeah, that's you. That's you. That's you. No, that ain't me. I don't know. I don't know who you talking about, bro. I'm just finna go over here, go see this chick, bro. Nigga, I don't even get down like that. Then next thing you know,
Mm-hmm.
hold on 1 second. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, he got a face tattoo. All right, my bad, homie. We thought you was that other nigga. Here we
Mm-hmm.
go. Where you almost lost your. And I mean, granted, if a dude run up on you in the darkness and you walking down the street, you got a gun pointed to your head, you might not have a chance to draw your weapon.
Mm.
And again, things happen. It's just like this young lady in Chicago. She was catching the bus. This only happened a few days ago too. This happened. She was catching the bus about 6:30 in the morning. She's out there by herself, a young black girl. Dude runs up out of nowhere, tries to rob her. Struggle ensues, knocks the young woman to the ground. She then had
Mm.
to draw her weapon and fire in self defense. She got him in the neck. He ran one way. He,
Mm-hmm.
police ended up picking him up, taking him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Wow.
Now he has to answer to the creator for what he did. I'm not saying that there's a judgment and heaven or hell, but I do believe that there's a creator that you're gonna have to answer to. You tried to rob the young woman for whatever reason, right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to rob the young woman and you got. What if she didn't have a pistol? She would have been gone for sure. For sure. Early in the morning by herself. She's a soft target, or what he perceives to be as a soft target. Women and children are always soft targets in war.
True.
But there used to be a code to the streets that said you couldn't touch the women and children.
Used to be. Things have changed.
Nah, dog. No, don't touch the women and children.
Yep.
Nope. There used to be a time when if the homies caught you selling dope in front of the school or by school, oh, that's a wrap. They didn't play that. They wouldn't play that.
True. True.
I mean, honestly, if R. Kelly was around some better people, like, they would have got with him a long time ago. If it was those type of people from back in the day.
Yeah.
But you don't have that no more. You got to be able to defend yourself. Another situation. Woman gave a homeless person some money, and the homeless person killed her in a car in front of her husband and I think her daughter as well.
No, it was the husband. It was.
Okay.
I know what story you're talking about. It was just the husband. Yeah.
So, you mean to tell me you're not even safe from the homeless? The homeless done got so bold, they don't even ask you for a quarter, a dime. They want dollars. You got dollars? And if you ain't got it, they kill you? Or in her case, she gave to the homeless man or woman. I think it was a woman. Either way, she gave to the homeless person, and the homeless person ended up killing old Gail after she gave that person some money.
Pretty much. So they was in the car, and the husband was driving. And she see the girl, and she was reaching out to give her some money, and this man that was with her just came out and just stabbed her, killed his wife, and he got out the car, was getting ready to run after them, and he heard his wife screaming. He turned around and came back, and she died at the hospital. The daughter went with him. Yeah, sad.
These are real situations. Real situations. I know people that I work with, interact with. One young lady who I know, she goes around to different stores, refills the soda products. She on the south side in the morning, dude was stalking the parking lot. Came up, hey, you got some change? She like, no, I ain't got no change. The dude leave? No, he steady walking the parking lot. She was afraid for her life. Good. She was smart enough to drive off, go to a whole different grocery store, and then come back later on in the day.
Mm.
And I say, yo, where that thing at? Where your pistol at? Where your firearm? Man, I ain't got one. Like, why you ain't gun? Because I'm high headed and I feel like I'm gonna kill somebody. I mean, you not well, people piss me off. Hey, I understand, baby, but you gotta be more responsible than that. Had it on you at all time. And I'm like, you traveling to all these stores too by yourself in a nice new BMW? Come on. And then this was around Christmas time too. She had Christmas presents in the car because she didn't want to bring them in the house, hiding from the kids.
That's crazy.
That situation could have gone much worse.
That's true.
I tell everybody, you need to arm yourself.
Got to.
Got to. And I don't mean just go out and buy some guns. I tell everybody, if you're a new gun owner, take a class. Spend the money and the time, take a class. Learn the ins and outs of a revolver. Learn the ins and outs of a semi-automatic. Learn how to take it apart, how to clean it, how to put it back together, how to load it, how to fire it, how to hand it off to. I suggest for every new gun owner, take a class. Don't shoot without it. Take a class where somebody can teach you gun safety and basics. You know why people get killed? They get killed in accidental deaths because they're dumb. They don't have no gun education. They don't have no firearm education. You know how many times you see people out here waving the gun around like you're not supposed to do that. The first thing they teach you in class is you never point your firearm at anything you're not willing to kill or destroy. That's the first rule. And they stress it, stress it, stress it.
Yep.
You at the gun range and you have a jam, you're not supposed to like turn around and be like, hey, my gun jam.
No, because your gun can fire off.
Exactly. It can. Even though your gun jam, your round might have jammed in your gun, something might have happened. You're not supposed to do that. Having somebody teach you what to do, so when you start doing it, you have a good basic understanding of how this acquired without somebody teaching you how to do it.
True.
Even if you ain't got a class, somebody taught you. I'm talking about if you're new. I'm not saying for those who have grown up with guns. I know lots of people who, well, not lots of people. I know some people. It's more like a few people. But I do know some people who teach firearm safety to their kids. And Brother Derek Grace is one of them. I don't know him personally, but I see what he's doing. I really appreciate what that brother's doing for his family. I see what he's doing. He's teaching his kids not to be afraid. Learn about it, understand it, study it. When you learn something, it takes the fear away.
True.
Because you're educated. Educated, bring out of ignorance. Ignorance means you don't know. And if you don't know, you're what? You're living in darkness. Teach them that it's not a toy. Okay, you know, teach them this is a toy. This is a toy. This is a little cat gun, a little BB gun. This is not a toy. I know some people I was talking to, we was having a conversation a couple years ago at this job I was working at. Brother say, he like, man, my son is 8. He knows how to clean a gun. He knows how to fire it, everything. We go out in the country. I take him shooting. He like, I know that when I'm not home, my son can defend the house. He said, my son knows that that's not a toy. So it's dangerous in the wrong hands.
That's good.
He like, my son knows the combination to the safe and everything, but he don't go in there and play with it because he knows it's not a toy. I taught him.
Good.
He's like, man, I've been teaching him since he's been 5 about firearms.
Which is good. You should.
So you know, if somebody break into your house and dad's not home, little man can go upstairs in the closet, hit the safe, grab a gun, click, go downstairs
and handle business.
And handle that business, nigga. That's self-defense, bro.
You know when self-defense would have came in handy during the the Mike Brown riots. Like, there's no time where I feel like I should have, I should have turned around and give a family member a 2-minute lesson in how to fire a shotgun. You know what I mean? Like, if anybody thought that they didn't need guns, they needed guns then, because they was breaking into people's houses. They was breaking into people's houses. Like, it was so bad over there that, like, they was turning the lights off at times. People couldn't see. Niggas was going back to the candle days, and they was breaking into houses. And I feel like that's a perfect time for a person to have learned how to use a gun. Should have never had to turn back around and say, "Okay, honey, I got to teach you how to shoot this shotgun with no remorse." And you sitting there crying like, "What am I supposed to do? What if I kill somebody?" And I got to give you tough love because you grown. Hey, we ain't got time for tears. We got to handle business. It's either you or them.
That's real. Let me quote by our sister Ida B. Wells, and I'm going to read the quote verbatim so I don't mess it up.
Okay.
Ida B. Wells says a Winchester rifle should have a place of honor in every black home, and it should be used for that protection which the law refuses to give.
Come on, Ida B.
This is back right after slavery.
This ain't even, Ida B gone.
This is right around the turn of the century.
Ida B knew what it was.
She's not the only one. The reason why there are gun laws is because of us. A lot of us,
I agree,
that mental plantation. A lot of us got free our own land, armed ourselves, and wanted to protect ourselves. I know elders who are from different parts of the country, Kentucky, South Carolina, just places through the South where they had like they little certain pockets of communities where everybody was like a family. Everybody knew everybody. If you act up over Miss Johnson house, Miss Johnson gonna give you a whooping, gonna give you a whooping, and then your daddy gonna give you a whooping, and then grandma gonna give you a whooping, and then grandpa gonna give you a whooping, and then older brother upside the head.
You ain't gonna be able to sit down for weeks.
That type of community where people themselves and protect what was theirs. Self-defense is crucial. Dealing
yes, it is.
With church and killing, right, people?
Yeah, it's necessary at this point. Like, it's not an option.
I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm not a person who intentionally likes to hurt things or people. I'm not just gonna run up and kick the puppy dog just because that makes me feel good. Like,
right.
I'm not the type of person. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to put people out of my store. I don't want to have to get physical with these people, but sometimes that's necessary. Sometimes that's necessary. There was another quote that I had put on my Facebook about this Asian man. And the dude basically says something to the effect of, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. That's how I feel. I don't want to have to do this, but I will. I'm willing to defend what's mine. I'm willing to defend the people who I love. It could be Cujo. It could be Cujo for all I care. If Cujo come up and try to bite my little nephew or my niece, hi Cujo getting shot. Hey, Cujo, I'm gonna call animal control. Cujo had rabies. He tried to attack my nephew. I put him down. I don't care who it is, what it is. I want to make it home. I love my life. I love my people. And I don't want to have to be a victim because somebody decided to use me as prey. And the thing about being generally prey have something to defend themselves with. Lions might lie on that rhinoceros, but they know that rhinoceros got that big old horn up front. And if you get hit by a rhinoceros with that horn, it's a wrap for you. You vulture food.
Oh yes, oh.
You vulture food. That's just the way it is. Bulls have horns. Even the prey generally has a way to defend itself, even if it's just like burrowing and hiding. That's a way of defense. There's nothing wrong with retreating. Retreating sometimes is a good thing. Sometimes you need to retreat in your life and then come back and like, okay, I'm back. You ever known them people who were dipping 3 years and you wouldn't hear from them? They straight go underground and then they pop back up. They got a crib, a car, a good job. You like, bro, where you been at, man? Hey, nigga, I had to go underground. Had some things I had to do. Hey, but I'm back now. I'm back. I had to get myself together. My brother had a friend like that. Dude, back in the day, dude would disappear for like a year or two at a time and then pop back up with a new number and everything. And doing nothing wrong was just. But even the prey has to defend itself. Even Jesus wants you to defend yourself. Yes, I said it. Jesus wants you to defend yourself. Let's pull up that scripture, shall we?
Okay.
Jesus tells his disciples to get the strap. Yes.
He said when Jesus told the disciples to get the strap on the 50-cent side of the game. He's stupid.
Jesus told his disciples to get the strap. Let me see if I can find it. I'm just trying to find the book chapter and verse, y'all. Chapter. Is that it right? Yes, here it is. And let us read from. We got it over here. King James. What's a good translation? NIV.
Yeah.
Here.
The New International Version. Yeah, that's a good translation from the King James.
Yes. Yes, the New International Version. Luke chapter 22 and verse 36, and it reads as follows. And but now, if you have a purse, take it, and also a bag. And if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak and buy one. That is from Luke chapter 22, verse 36. And I was reading from the NIV version. So he says, if you have a purse, take it, and also a bag. And if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak, go buy one. So he specifically told his disciples to get the strap. It's right there in the text. Right? I know. You like he bang on Christian. He don't know nothing about the Bible. It's not that I bang on you because of your beliefs. I don't bang on you because of what you believe. I bang on you is because of how you use your belief system. That's why I bang. That's why I bang on Christians. Because Christians, not all Christians, but a lot of Christians use their belief system and don't do nothing with it. They're just like, oh, this is what I believe. I'm sharing the gospel. I'm just going to share the gospel. I'm just going to share the gospel. Oh, man, hit me. Or he wanted to share the gospel with me. Okay. All right. To be about in his family, about my grandfather, you know. Hey, brother, can I talk to you for a second?
Hmm.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you? I'm working. I'm my security uniform, gun, everything. Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Yes, sir. Do you believe in Jesus? I looked down and I just kind of started chuckling because I know that you don't want the answer that I'm getting ready to give you.
Hmm.
Kind of laughed. He said, now tell the truth. Now tell the truth. I said, oh, I'm going to tell the truth. I said, no, sir. I don't believe in Jesus. He said, why? Because I found out who Jesus is and where he comes from. I said, I used to believe in Jesus, but then through my studies, I realized that there was no Jesus. Not to
Hmm.
say that's in the Bible, anyways. I said there was a Jesus, his name was Yeshua, who fought against the Roman army, you know, during those conquest times over there in the Middle East, Africa area. There was a man who the story of Jesus was kind of stunned, like, well, if you don't believe in Jesus, then after ain't no way to heaven. And I said, well, sir, can't you make your heaven right here on earth? No, no, you can't do that. Heaven's up there. That's the only heaven.
Hmm.
Okay, all right, sir. The Bible says that, Lord, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. So if your earth is supposed to be heaven, why is this not? And it says it right there in the book.
Hmm.
Kind of, kind of thought. Sat there and he thought about it. He was like, "No, the only heaven is the one where we die. After we meet Jesus." I said, "Okay, that's fine. Maybe there is a heaven." And I said, "But I can't tell you what's after this. I could tell you either heaven or hell." Okay, but I can't tell you what's after this. But I'll tell you like this, sir. Since
Hmm.
I know what's after this, I'm not even going to concern myself about what comes next. I'm going to worry about the here and now. While I'm on this earth, I'm going to make this earth my heaven. This is heaven and hell right here. Can't you see it? He said, no. Only hell is, the down below and all woo woo woo. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, so if you kill somebody, he was like, kill somebody.
You couldn't even get through it.
I was like, okay, if you run out of gas while you're going somewhere, and
Hmm.
knew that you had to put gas in your car, and,
Hmm.
and you ran out of gas, and now you're stalled trying to get gas when you could have been on the road going to do what you need to do, would you say in that moment that you made your life a living hell? And he thought about it.
Hmm.
And, no. I said, well, I'm thinking to myself, well, we ain't got nothing else to talk about then. Because I mean, he wanted to share the gospel with me, so I just wanted to poke and pry to see where his head was at.
Okay.
That's it. And I mean, basically, it's just like, no, heaven and hell was up in the sky and down below. This ain't heaven and hell right here. And I mean, there was a few other things I shared with him. Well, the devil. I said, sir, the only devil I know is the white one.
You better chill out. Your phone, your Your broadcast gonna say we have technical difficulties. We you better
I'm
watch out,
sorry.
brothers.
I'm sorry. I'm not talking about all white people. I got white friends I'm cool with. I don't have a problem with white people. I just have a problem with the racist ones. And most white people are complicit in the system that they're in. Therefore, that makes you racist. And you don't acknowledge it.
Thanks.
So it's not like I say, when I say white devil, I mean as a culture of Europeans, they are devils, white devils. Yes. No, the Bible says the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and I only know one thief. That's that. He steals, he kills, and he destroys. So the only devil I know, sir, is the white devil. I don't know nothing about no devil with no red tail, with no horns and pitchfork. Okay, no, that ain't the devil. That ain't the devil. The one who stole you from your homeland, stripped you of your identity, raped and beat. That ain't the devil. No. Okay. All right. Well, you have a nice day. Okay, you too, sir. It's been nice talking to you. And then before he left, he can't believe I'm saying this, but he
Look, there you go. There you go again. And me send him a message.